Hey guys, what's good? Mike here, Lakers Talk. So the trade deadline came and went. I want to share my thoughts on that and the second half of the season and what to expect. Lakers didn't really make too many moves. One big move is trading Lou Williams to the Houston Rockets. Talked about that. With the Lakers, and I was against all of this. With the Lakers trading Lou Williams, they're basically saying tank at this point. Tank, we want to get our draft pick so that we can have so many assets to do whatever, right? Package, trade, keep, whatever you want to do, right? So we traded Lou Williams, our best player on the team. You would expect the next move would be to trade Nick Young. And this trading away your top players on a team basically at this point is to tank. In addition, in my opinion, trading Nick Young would have been and should have been done to audition D'Angelo Russell. Solely for D'Angelo Russell. I'm going to talk about that in a second. And you could see, I think the Lakers waited too late. I think they sent out some feelers, and then the media started putting out the fact that Nick Young, it was like the night before the trade deadline that Lakers are looking for a second round pick for Nick Young. Here's why I identify Nick Young as a target that we needed to trade, is because with Lou Williams gone, taking a bulk of your scoring in the fourth quarter, Nick Young also takes up a bulk of your scoring in the first quarter. Okay? Those two need to go so that we can fully audition and have no excuses for D'Angelo Russell. If you think about it, our young core, the entire young core, even throw in Larry Nance Jr. in there, Jordan Clarkson, Randall, we kind of know what everybody sort of, we kind of know where everybody stands. Jordan Clarkson is Jordan Clarkson, right? He's a 13 to 15 point, average guy, athletic, 6'5", that's pretty much his thing, his role. Some nice energy off the bench, but that's pretty much it. 13 to 15 points a game. He can go to any team and get that. He's not a 25-point scorer. He's not this knockdown shooter. He is what he is. Randall, third year, you know that he's going to be a 16-8, 16-10 guy. At best, he's going to be an 18-11 guy. Sporadic here and there. Inconsistent 15-footer. Okay, so we kind of have that idea. Brandon Ingram, we know that he's just a baby deer right now. You got to give him another year or so under his belt to really fully establish where he is, right? So his judgment doesn't come until another year and a half from now or 2 years from now. When you're like, man, you still can't shoot? Okay, but he's fine. We kind of know where he is. Larry Nance Jr. is Larry Nance Jr., right? He's kind of almost at his peak. He's going to be a 9-9 guy for the rest of his career. Guy off the bench, energy, dunking on people until he can't dunk anymore, and that's that, right? D'Angelo Russell is the only guy on the squad in terms of our young group that you still had excuses for, right? Low minutes. He takes 4 shots that game. That's not him. Then he takes, 15 shots the next game, 19 shots, and he scores 20 points here, and he shoots well one game, and then he disappears the next game because he doesn't shoot, and he's not involved or whatever. You look at all these games, and you're like, well, Nick Young got hot. Lou Williams took over the minutes in the fourth quarter. Whatever it may be, right? You can chalk up all these excuses about D'Angelo Russell, and the Lakers are still unsure about what he is. Is he not playing up to his, does he not want to play? Is there something on his mind? Is there something going on with D'Angelo? Is he still hurt? Is he still injured? Is Lou Williams taking his shots? Is Nick Young taking his shots? Is this guy taking his minutes? You get those two guys, Nick Young and Lou Williams, out. You give D'Angelo Russell 35 plus minutes a game, and you say, here are the keys to the Ferrari or to the Civic right now. Just drive it, right? And let D'Angelo play. Let him average whatever he can average. It was 20 points a game, play a lot of minutes. Let him end the season, exhausted, right? You just push the gas pedal to the floor and just burn him out to see put your best on the floor. Why that needs to happen is because now at the end of this season we have to determine we have a good feel for all these guys. We know what D'Angelo can do. We know what Jordan Clarkson already, Randall, Larry Nance Jr., and then Brandon Ingram, as I said, he's a baby, right? He's just still learning to walk. You give him time. Now, hopefully what's going to happen in the second half, guaranteed, is we're going to lose a ton of games, right? A lot of these playoff teams we're going to be playing, they're fighting for playoff positioning. They're going to kill us. We're going to go on the road and lose so many games, right? So we're going to lose a lot of games. We're going to be in a good chance, 50% chance to keep our pick. If that comes, if we keep our pick and we land a pick, right? A Josh Jackson, or, you know, we have a shot at the top three, Fultz, Ball, and Jackson, right? That gives us so many things to do. Do we trade for the Paul George thing now? Do we wait? Do we just, you know, give up the draft pick for Paul George? Or, you know, because maybe we saw what D'Angelo can do and we're happy with that progress and we want to keep that, and we pair up D'Angelo with Paul George? Or do we package D'Angelo with something, with another one of our guys for and keep the pick for, you know, for Paul George or whatnot? However that may be, at the end of the season, we can assess all the top free agents that are out there and the pick that we have and the assets that we have, and we can make decisions then. But the miss, in my opinion, was not being able to trade Nick Young. That, in my opinion, was I think, a big miss, because it's going to do to Nick Young a disservice if we just sit him on the bench. That's not good for Nick Young, right? He should have went to a team where he can finish out the rest of the season on a good note, high note, maybe in the playoffs, hit some tough shots in the playoffs, and be rewarded in the offseason for, you know, his, you know, becoming a free agent, right? He can then go and sign a 2-year deal with some other squad, or a 3-year deal with some other squad, and have a nice little chunk of money for the rest of his career. If we sit him on the bench, where he's now going to average 5-10 minutes a game and not do much, then he's going to get a bad rap from GMs and things, looking out there and go, well, he fell off, you know, and so he's not going to he's going to lose a lot of money in free agency. So we're doing him a disservice, you know, that way. It would have been like almost best to waive Nick Young, so to speak, and let some veteran team pick him up or trade him for a second round. We couldn't get a late second round pick for Nick Young and some cash. Like Magic and whoever our GM is, Rob Pelinka, whatever, they couldn't do that. Come on now. So I think it was a miss, but at the end of the day, you still have the opportunity to withhold Nick Young back, you know, with limited minutes, and let the young kids play. Still, at the end of the day, this second half is all about, in my opinion, auditioning D'Angelo Russell to see who he really is, so that when we do land that pick, fingers crossed, we now know exactly what he is. Is he a keeper, or is he trade bait? That's my thoughts. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for commenting, liking, subscribing. As always, follow me on Twitter at MikeSportsLA. Talk soon, guys. Peace.